God bless y'all. My name is Jonathan Kale. I want to make a part two to this whole Father forgive us, for they know not what we do. All right, I want to kind of speak a little bit more in depth concerning uh, even the more sins that the Bible exposes that we might not look at as that in depth. Um, Here's an example. And I also want to give you guys scriptures. Okay. Now, 1 Corinthians 11:10, it speaks about in 1 Corinthians chapter 11 verses 10. It says here. It says, "For this reason the woman ought to have a symbol of authority on her head because of the angels." Now, this is because of Genesis chapter 6 verses 2, and also spoken of in the book of Enoch. Okay, now it says right here, I'm going to start at verses 1. It says, "Now it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born to them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were beautiful, and they took wives for themselves of all whom they chose." Okay, and now the book of Jasher explains deeper also, and the book of Enoch explains deeper. Um, People don't, like to read those books, but they're spoken of as references by one by the apostle, and one in the book of Samuel, and I believe another book. I'm not sure. I know Jasher was referenced in the book of Jasher. I don't remember actually what Jasher was referenced, but Jasher is a book that was also taken out of this Bible, and Enoch was a book that was taken out of the Bible. Now, when I say taken out of the Bible, I mean, okay, this is the book that we've been given, but the early church had many books. Okay, you don't even want to get me started with that, because the early church, I'm talking about, when I say the early church, I'm talking about people like Paul, people like, the disciples, the 12 disciples, and Clement. Like Clement is spoken of by Paul, I believe, in the book of Galatians, if I'm not sure, if I don't know what I'm not. But anyway, he has a book that's taken out of the Bible. Clement is a man of God. Okay, The Shepherd of Hermas. Excellent book, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, just want y'all to know, like, listen, the angels were captivated by evil lust, by evil desires for the sons of God. Now, um, there's the theology of or the commentary of Matthew Henry. He wants to teach people that, even though he's dead and gone, but he wants people to look at it like that the sons of God were the lineage of Seth. It's false. Seth is the child of Adam. He's the third of Adam. Okay. Now that's a false, deceitful message, because also you can read in the book of Job, it talks about the sons of God being angels. Okay, so the sons of God are angels. Um they're not the lineage of Seth. There's no reason to say that. There's no implication, anything. We don't have anything to justify why that was even said in our Bible. So some things just need to be counseled without even going back and forth with people for long times. Some people are more focused on things that stretch the truth versus the simplicity of the truth, because sons of God were angels in the book of Job. Okay, well, why not in the book of Genesis? So anyway, angels were captivated by lust when they witnessed these women, and that's why Paul was speaking about the head wrapping, the head covering, because you can also lust off a woman's hair. I know you might not think that, but you can. Um, so anyway, that's why it was also spoken of about women dressing modestly, uh, because when a woman dresses um, um in an immoral way, or in a scanty clad way, or a way that is too revealing. The book of Proverbs, it says in the book of Proverbs that that there was a woman who had the garments of a harlot. Okay, it says right here in Proverbs 7 verses 10. It says, and there a woman met him with the attire of a harlot and a crafty heart. Alright, now these days you got women wearing bathing suits. I mean, you got women wearing, you know, I don't know how, like, people want to define, like, the attire of a harlot, and I really would like to see what the attire of a harlot looked like way back then, because, I mean, the attire of a harlot, I would assume, by having common sense, is anything that will cause a man to have a lust after a woman, with that woman giving that for the appeal. Okay, with that woman giving it for that appeal. And these days and times, because everybody's so diluted and polluted in their train of thought, it doesn't matter whether you're doing it because of the appeal or not. You know what I'm saying? I don't even believe that every woman who wears tight jeans means always to bring, you know, seduction. But nonetheless, you know what I mean, this is the times we're in, and in spite of what people might think, if you have banging hips and curves and a little waist and everything is shown and hugged up on your body, you should not be naive, and you should wake up, oh sleeper, and realize that you're sending people to hell. Okay, and you're responsible for people's lust. Alright, so anyway, yeah, so also the word Avon means iniquity in Hebrew. Okay, and Avon is mascara. It's a cosmetic line. Okay, well, Avon means iniquity. Look it up for yourself. Avon, iniquity. That's how you pronounce iniquity in Hebrew. Avon. Alright. Okay, another one. Fornicators biblically are harlots. Okay, you can go to 1 Corinthians. You can go to chapter 6. Okay, 1 Corinthians chapter 6. I'm going to start with verses 15. Do you not know that your bodies are members of Christ? Shall I then take the members of Christ and make them members of a harlot? Certainly not. Or do you not know that he who is joined to a harlot is one body with her? For the two, he says, shall become one flesh. Okay, so understand, when you join in with somebody, this is even for people who have a church home. If you are in a church home and you know what they're preaching is false, and you choose to still just, you know, be sugarcoating things and act like everything's okay, you've joined yourself with that. You've partook in their sins. I got a brother who he did time. He just came home from 6 years, you know what I'm saying? We was like partners in crime, you know what I'm saying? He's now in a halfway house, and he got a cell phone. He snuck a cell phone in there. Now that's a federal offense that can get you back in prison, okay? And you can get some more time, okay? Time. And anyway, when he called me, I accepted the call, you know what I'm saying? I already went down there and seen him and everything like that. I was always looking out for him while he was in prison, and so, you know, we have that oneness because we was already one, okay? But now, see, he's in a backslidden state, and because I answered the phone call, that he's not supposed to have a phone, a cell phone. The Lord told me, he said, even in the midst of the call, he said, do not partake in his sins. So do not partake, do not be a partaker. When you become a partaker, like Jesus said, partake of me, okay? Jesus said, taste and see that I am good. He means partake of me, okay? So when you taste the wine okay, of Babylon and things like that, and things like that, and you drink of that cup, then you'll be joined together with him. That's why he said, come out of Babylon, and do not join in her sin. Okay. So Avon, let me just say real quick. Avon is iniquity. Fornicators are harlots. Okay, so if you're a fornicator and you're a Christian, you're a harlot. You're a prostitute. It might not sound good to you, but you're a prostitute biblically. Why? Because of Adam, we all once had fellowship with God. So now we're all born and shaped in iniquity and stuff like that. But however, now we become harlots when we give ourselves over to marriage with Satan, and you're either married to Satan or you're married to Christ. Okay, so it's no in between. So if you're a harlot, you're a prostitute because you've joined connection with that, and that's what it is. You become a member of a harlot. You're joined with that. Okay, so if you're Christ means anointed. So if you're a Christian, you're anointed one. Okay, all right. So if you're a fornicator, you're a prostitute. You're a whore. All right. Whether you only have a boyfriend or a girlfriend and you're committed, you're still a prostitute. You're still a harlot. So I want you to look at the in-depthness of Jesus. All right. Now, sorcery is the work of the flesh. All right. Sorcery is witchcraft. Sorcery is operating out of manipulation, domination, control. Okay, that's the work of the flesh. All right, that's what people in a higher ranking operate out of, who are witches. They operate out of with nature, and they manipulate nature, and they manipulate things and stuff like that, and the astrology and all that kind of stuff. Well, you deal with things that are natural. You can do that with your own character. You can do that with your own attitude. You can do that with trying to control people and trying to use evil tactics to get your selfish gain. Even if you want to bring people's hearts to feel bad, and you want to bring people down to make them feel guilty, that's also manipulation. Okay, because you have a motive for you to gain. Alright, also Philippians 3:19, the end is their destruction. Alright, there's a way that seems right. Remember, it's not what we know. Father, forgive them because we don't know, or they don't know. Okay, so there's this way that seems right, but its end is to destruction. So your way seems right, but it's destruction. Okay, you thought you had a girlfriend, but you're a prostitute. You thought only a female could be a prostitute, but you're a man and a prostitute. And you have a girlfriend, and you're faithful to her and Satan. Alright. I just want you guys to get all of this, okay? Alright, iniquity is Avon. Let's go to 2 Kings 9:3. 2 Kings 9:3. 2 Kings 9:3. Alright. Now, 2 Kings 9:3, it says, then take the flask of oil. Is that 2 Kings? Yeah. Nope, that's not it. It must be 1 Kings. Sorry, y'all. Is that? I could be wrong. Oh, 9:30. Sorry about that, y'all. 9:30. I apologize. Okay. Now, this is dealing with Jezebel. Now, when Jehu had come to Jezebel, Jezebel heard of it, and she put paint on her eyes and adorned her head and looked through a window because she wanted to seduce him. Okay, that's Jezebel. She wanted to seduce because it's seduction that's connected to, all this makeup. It's not for God. It's not ordained by God. Also, Ezekiel 23. Let me go to Jeremiah 4:30 first. Okay, so Jeremiah 4:30 reads, and when you are plundered, okay, it says, though you clothe yourself with crimson and you adorn yourself with ornaments of gold, and though you enlarge your eyes with paint, in vain you will make yourself fair. Your lovers will despise you. They will seek your life. Okay, so people try to justify things, wanting to be accepted, and wanting to, that's wanting to befriend the world, even if it's exercise. So God bless y'all. I hope y'all receive this message.